Hello, and welcome. As you settle into bed, let the day slowly fade away. Feel your body getting heavier, your thoughts becoming lighter, and your breath softening with each inhale and each exhale. Tonight, I'll take you back in time, not to the battlefield or the grand halls of politics, but to something much gentler, a peaceful afternoon in an ancient Athenian agora. This is not the tale of heroes or conquests, it's simply a stroll through the warm sunlight of a quiet afternoon among the shaded colonnades, open market stalls, and gentle murmurs of everyday life in ancient Athens. Let's wander together through the rhythms of daily life, where sandals press into dusty stone paths, where olive trees cast dancing shadows, and voices rise in lazy conversation. There's no rush here, no need to hold on to any thought too tightly, just listen and drift and rest. Let's begin. The sun is high but kind, filtered through the thin veil of early afternoon clouds drifting slowly across the Attic sky. You arrive at the heart of the city, the Agora. This is the public square, the open, breathing center of ancient Athens. It's not grand in the way temples are grand, but it has its own kind of quiet importance. This is where people come together to talk, to trade, to sit in the shade and think. There are no crowds pressing in, just a gentle scattering of Athenians, some standing in small circles, others perched on worn stone benches beneath rows of cool marble columns. There's the low hum of conversations, the occasional laughter of children darting between legs, and the distant sound of sandals brushing stone. The ground beneath you is warm and dusty, smoothed by thousands of years of footsteps, leather soles brushing gently across the surface, day after day. You drift slowly beneath the stoa, a long, shaded portico lining one side of the square. Its columns rise like pale trees, smooth and evenly spaced, holding up a roof that keeps the heat at bay. Cooler here, you feel the breeze drift through the open colonnade, brushing across your skin like silk. A group of older men sits near one end, engaged in soft debate, their voices rising and falling in that familiar, circular way. Philosophy, perhaps, or just old stories told again. One man with a silvery beard and a robe faded by the sun pauses mid-sentence to smile at a passing child. There's no urgency here, just conversation and the comfort of company. A stray dog lies curled in the corner, blinking slowly, dreaming perhaps of dropped bread or a friendly pat from a nearby shop. The gentle clink of pottery being moved echoes lightly. You continue walking, your pace easy, drawn toward the quiet liveliness of the market stalls. The Agora is never truly still. There's always something to see, something new to hear, and something fragrant on the breeze. At one stall, a woman arranges figs and olives with care, her fingers deft and practiced. The figs are plump and dark, the olives glint in shallow bowls, green and black and brined to perfection. A merchant in a wide-brimmed hat gently fans his amphory of wine, bees occasionally buzzing too close for comfort. There are clay jars filled with herbs, thyme, oregano, lavender, each releasing its scent as the air stirs. Someone plays a soft tune on an orlos, the double-reeded flute echoing gently across the square. Nearby, a small group lingers around a basket of fresh bread, round loaves with golden crusts, still warm from the baker's oven. Away from the stalls, tucked into a quieter edge of the square, is a little fountain. Water trickles softly from a lion-shaped spout, falling into a shallow stone basin, cool and clear. A few sparrows flit nearby, hopping down to drink, their wings catching the light like silver thread. A young man sits on the edge of the fountain, sketching lazily in the dust with a twig. You pause here, in this quiet pocket of the city, and just listen. There are bees in the thyme bushes, a gentle breeze shifts through the olive trees. Someone nearby yawns. It's the kind of afternoon that stretches, unhurried, where time feels soft around the edges. There are no announcements, no horns, no crowds, just life, unfolding gently. Not far from the fountain, under the shade of a large fig tree, there's a circle of philosophers. Their words are soft, but deliberate, not in argument, but in reflection. They sit cross-legged, robes folding around them like slow waves. One of them has closed his eyes, listening more than speaking. They talk of virtue, of justice, of the good life. But their voices are not urgent here. Even wisdom takes its time. Occasionally, a passerby pauses to listen or to ask a question. The fig tree's branches sway gently overhead, and fallen fruit lies quietly in the dust, round and ripened, giving off a faint sweetness. There's something peaceful in watching them, minds at work, hearts at rest. Time moves slowly here, but even so, the afternoon begins to shift. The sunlight grows warmer, more golden, stretching longer shadows across the Agora. Merchants begin to pack up their goods, gently folding cloth, stacking pots, brushing crumbs from stone counters. A few children chase each other around a pillar, their laughter softer now. A woman ties up a bundle of herbs with twine, tucking it carefully into her basket. The The flute music drifts back, slower now, like the day itself is preparing to sleep. The scent of olive oil and baked grain still lingers, as does the hum of quiet conversation. Everything feels slower, gentler, as if the Agora, too, is beginning to exhale. You walk back along the same path you came through, the still colonnades, past the quiet fountain, and toward the city's winding streets. The Agora behind you hums in a softer register now, like the final notes of a lullaby. You carry with you the warmth of the afternoon, the dust of ancient stones, the rhythm of sandals and speech of life, unhurried. And as the sun dips lower, casting soft light across the rooftops of Athens, you feel a sense of peace settle in, a peace that lives in small forgotten corners, in simple routines and gentle voices, in fig trees and fountains, in shaded columns and bread, still warm from the oven. And now in sleep, let the images fade, let the sounds drift away and rest. You are safe. Please like and subscribe. You are still. Good night.